run another net up there. So if you want to hang around, you can get the frequency for you, so you know there will be somebody to look out for. Thanks, Dan. K0JTA. Good afternoon, Don.
Good afternoon there, George. Very good. Got a pretty good signal in the city today. 30 degrees here. A little bit of wind. It's been nice, pretty sunny. Nice morning. It hasn't been too bad. I've got to go over and pump up one of my daughter's tires and bring it over and bring the car over and see if I can fix the tire, I guess. So just kind of thought I'd check into the net before I leave. So back to you. This is K0JTA.
Okay, Don. Well, I hope it isn't anything really serious on the tire there. You can plug it up or something like that. So I guess that you can do that while it's on the rim. But anything else, I guess, if it need a boot or something, then you gotta take it off. Thanks, Don, for checking in. Appreciate it. Minnesota section noon phone net looking for check-ins in or out of the state with or without traffic. Call WD0HXR. Name's George.
W0LMK.
K0JTA.
W0LMK. Good afternoon, Leroy.
Yep, good afternoon, George. We got a nice signal into Duluth, and we're clear. Just one for the count.
Got you down, Leroy. Thanks for checking in with us. Appreciate it. K0JTA. Good afternoon, Mike.
Yeah, good afternoon, George, and hi to Dan. I think it is, Dan down there in Faribault. Good signal up here. Didn't actually look in it, but it was just pounding it like crazy, so it's S9++. Put it that way. Been doing some other stuff on the local area network here, so I was very much preoccupied by disconnecting things, running upstairs, running downstairs, and things like that. That's about it. And yep, I'll have to clear out of here and head up to 20 meters and see how it's going to go up there. Last Sunday it was just awful because it was sweepstakes that was on, and that just saturated the band, and there was just really no way. That's about it. 7-3 then, K0JTA. Unless you had something there, I'll be clear. Over.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Well, you want to give Don the time and frequency that you're going to be on 20?
Sure. Yeah. Let's see. It's 14.340, and it always meets at 12:30 local time, Minnesota here. So it'll be 18:30 Zulu or 17:30 Zulu, depending on daylight savings time. Get that done. Over.
Yeah, got it, Mike. Thank you. Appreciate that. W0Z.
Real good. Now I'll be clear then. Thanks for the exchange of information. K0JTA is clear, and I'll be QRT in this frequency then, unless you have something further. Thank you then. Over.
Oh, nothing further, Mike. Take care, and hope you have good luck on your better luck than last week, I guess. Anything be better than that, apparently. Thanks for checking in now. Minnesota section noon phone net, taking check-ins from anywhere. Call WD0HXR.
Recheck.
Recheck. Go ahead, Bob.
Is TSR still aboard? I'd like to get on the South Dakota net too at 1 o'clock.
Got you, Bob. Thanks. WB0TSR.
Thank you, Dave. W0 up.
K0JTA testing 1 2 1 2. K0 Juliet Tango Alpha testing and clear. As this continues, so it looks clear to me. There's K0JTA. Over. CQ 20 meters. This is K0 Juliet Tango Alpha. K0JTA in southeastern Minnesota calling CQ 20 CQ. K0JTA calling CQ on 20 meters and standing by for a possible call. Over.
K0JTA, WB6JFH, go ahead.
Yeah, WB6JFH. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing? Good signal, by the way. Over.
Oh, I'm doing okay. The signal is improved because my antenna is now up. I'm now using the KT34. And I've noticed that my signal levels on receive have been almost 10 to 15% better. So it is working. Back to you, K0JTA, WB6JF8.
Oh, good. I'm glad you got the antenna up. My goodness, yeah, that's you're pushing 10 dB over S9, so you're real good. Let's see. Stand by just a second there, David. Was there somebody else in there? This is K0JTA standing by. Over. No, nothing heard. Yeah, go ahead, David. That sounds real good. So how did the installation go then? Over.
Oh, we had our usual issues, but you know, they used a lift. This lift, you can hook this lift up to the trailer hitch on your vehicle, and then when you get in position, you get the stabilizer arms down, and then it goes up. It was thought, or the guy who actually got it was told it could go up about 55 feet. My tower is 54 feet, but when they extended all the way up, it only went up 45 feet. So there's a big issue there. So how are you going to get somebody to get up 10 feet to work on the antenna? And, you know, there's not too many people that are 10 feet tall. At least I've never met any. So, you know, we had those kind of issues. And when they took the Mosley down, they took out the U-bolts to mount it. And the guy who took them out, he put the bolts and the nuts in his pocket. But then he reached in his pocket to get his Kleenex, and all the bolts came out and ended up in the ground, and my ground is basically weeds. No way you're going to find those bolts, you know, they're gone. So we had to go to the store and get some new U-bolts and some, you know, all the hardware. That delayed everything a little bit, but they thought it was going to take 2 hours, and basically it took all day to get it up. And also, when they did that, they changed the coax out too. I think I mentioned before that the coax had been cut by a lawnmower a couple years ago and was spliced back together, but the splice was never protected. So it was thought people could come out when they buy another new coax that we could replace the old one, and we'd take out the splice and all that, and you know, do whatever we want to do with the old coax and put a new one up. But people got busy and people had medical issues and so on, so that never happened. So we're pretty, you know, 100% sure that we had moisture going into the coax, you know, at that junction because it wasn't protected. And, you know, that was deteriorating the coax. Plus the coax was some 30 years old, and as you know, if you talk to somebody like George, who does DX in contact, the 30-year-old piece of coax is, you know, you're scum of the earth because you got this old stuff. I think contesters change their coax about every 10 years or so because it starts deteriorating. So anyway, I've got new coax, I've got the K230 back up, and signals on the pan adapter are 10 to 15 dB higher, like you are now, than you were with the old Mosley. So that's a quick explanation. K0JTA, WB6JFH. Go ahead.
Okay, real good. WB6JFH, K0JTA. And just for a little announcement here, we'll be beginning the software-defined radio net in just under 10 minutes, I guess, at this particular point. If you'd like to be able to see what I see and hear what I hear, look me up in K0Z.com, K0JTA, K0 Juliet Tango Alpha. Look me up in K0Z.com, and there's a link at the top of that page. Once you get there, click on that link, and then you'll be able to see the one item that is showing live or something like that. It'll be in red text, small red text, but at any rate, so it'll basically go to K0Z.com, look up K0JTA. Topmost link will take you to YouTube, and then the YouTube will show a list of things, one of which will have some red text like live or something like that. I forget the word. Anyway, that's about the deal there. But my goodness, yeah, that's really too bad, especially that guy that put the stuff into his pocket and then had to reach for his Kleenex. My goodness, that's his rag of some kind. Good grief, yeah, that's just, he's not paying attention there, that's for darn sure. My goodness, that really holds things up. Now, what, okay, this was what, like a tow behind thing? You see, you drag it up to, in other words, I could go and rent this thing, or where did this thing come from, David? WB6JFH, this is K0JTA. Go ahead.
K0JTA, WB6JFH. One of the guys that was running the whole thing, he knew a friend that had access to these lifts, and so he was able to get it for the day. You know, a couple weeks ago, we were going to schedule to do this on a Wednesday, but the lift that was available wasn't, because some kind of emergency and somebody needed it. So last Wednesday, well, no, a week ago Wednesday, they were able to get the lift out here, and you know, and they had there were two guys in the basket. Both of them had climbing belts on. One of the guys has a gin pole that you can pull antennas up on and stuff. And so they got all that up so they could take the old one down. It's actually now in the front yard up on a bunch of tires. I don't know what's going to happen to it. I've offered a couple people they could take it because it was given to me and use it for like a field day antenna or emergency antenna, whatever. Because the Mosley TA-33s are real simple to put together. And they're not very heavy, so you can use a lightweight tower or even, you know, TV mast because they're not that heavy and stuff. So anyway, so we'll see what happens to that, but it's still all together on the ground, and well, not on the ground, up on a couple of tires, so it's off the ground. Because winter's coming on, we already had some snow last Friday, and I didn't want it on the ground because moisture could get into it, you know, and maybe cause some problems. If nobody wants it, and if I can get somebody out here, maybe we can take it apart and put it in the garage or something like that. Get it out of the weather. So anyway, so everything came together other than the problems with the losing the hard lift. And what they had to do is they got up and then they tied the lift to the tower, so neither one would be swaying because each one supported the other. And one of the guys climbed up on the railing and put his safety belt in, and he could get up to the top of the tower to, you know, loosen the bolts, take the old one off, lower it with the gin pole, and then take the KT-34 and put it up. Okay, the KT-34, you know, low KE7UM, or KI7UM, he has the 36. It's the same antenna, but with two more elements on it. And they do work really well. They're maybe not as good as a monobander, you know, 6-element monobander or anything like that, but they do hold their own. So I have this up now for the winter. I've already worked stations in South America and Japan, stuff like that. And I'm not really a DXer, but it works. You know, it's giving me the advantage. And probably changing the coax to contribute to all that too. So it's working great. K0JTA, WB6JFH, go ahead.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. Well, I'm really glad to hear that. And, okay, before I thought you said it was like 10 or 15%. I figured, it's got to be more than that. But, okay, 10, 15 dB, yep, big difference in this. I can hardly endorse that, and probably even more than that, because, well, like I said, you're touching 20 dB over S9 here at times, so very, very good signal. And I guess with your, you know, what you had done and this stuff, that's not really surprising. I know before you had the older antenna. Of course, the one element was like 45 degrees off from being parallel with the rest of them. Well, that's got to be a real nasty looking thing there. And yeah, with that coax, yeah, if you got injured and wasn't protected, I'm sure it's probably sucking some moisture in there, which has got to change the impedance, and probably just a genuine loss and this kind of stuff. But yeah, so that's a much better kind of situation. So yeah, I'm real glad to hear that. Let's see, 25 after, so we're doing good. 26 after now. Doing real good here. Still goofing around with the computer and this kind of stuff here, trying to get things set up and whatever like that. I was just kind of going, I just look myself up here, and K0JTA is going to look up and see, then I go to this top link and see what it looks like, and see if it's working. Right now it's showing that I have drop frames is 0.0%, so that's just really good. Just a few minutes ago now, my wife and I have discovered what the offending thing was, and it's a little applet that's in her computer, and it's one that we've actually read about, but I guess I was assuming it was something else. I was assuming it was some kind of a cloud backup thing and this kind of stuff, but it's not. We went to her activity monitor, and it showed this one here. It's got a real strange name, about I don't know, 7 or 8 or 9 letters. That's something that doesn't make any sense at all, but it's some kind of a thing there that's part of the operating system, apparently, or it's insisting on being there. I don't know. But you go ahead and you can do a force quit. Well, that force quits pretty soon. It's back. So, but it's doing a continuous upload. WB6JFH K0JTA.
K0JTA WB6JFH. You're actually running 10 over 9 here as well. Bouncing between 5 and 10 over, and this is about the strongest I've heard you since, we've been checking into the net and stuff. So, and I'm probably sure you haven't changed antennas in your area, so it made an improvement. One thing, it's a 4-element beam instead of a 3-element beam, and it doesn't have traps. It uses a linear loaded section as is described in the manual. So there's a lot less loss in the antenna, or it's more efficient. Plus you have an extra element. So now you have a 4-element beam, and the gain goes up about somewhere over 8, 8 dB and stuff like that. So a combination of getting that back up and getting the coax changed out, stuff like that, has really improved things. The last thing I do now is change the coax from here in the shack out. So I've got a switch out in the yard, the switch between antennas, and change that to coax, and I've got some coax to do that as well. And then I'll have all new coax, and that probably will increase the signal a little bit too. It's just working great. So glad to have it back up, and even over the winter we'll be able to use it and have a little bit better results than I did with the Mosley. So it's getting close to net time. So K0JTA WB6JFH.
Yeah, it is getting closer. Let's see. Yeah, we're darn close, matter of fact. So, yeah, as far as that other piece of coax, yeah, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and change it out, but I mean, it's not going to be that big of a deal, I don't think, either way. So, it should, it's going to work out, I think, no matter what. So, let's see. Yeah. Well, it sounded quite a game as far as getting that thing going and this kind of stuff, but you guys were able to get the task done there, but my goodness, starting out, short like that right off the bat, that's just, that was strike one. Strike two was dropping the bolts, and I suppose there's all kinds of little foibles, but yeah, two major things that were just kind of a hardship right off the bat there. So, well, at any rate, I guess I'll go ahead and get it going then, unless you have something further right now, David. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and get the net going. Over.
No, go ahead and start the net. WB6JFH.
Okay, we'll see if we get anybody else on here. Maybe another net of 2 participants again. At any rate, CQ, the software defined radio net. This is K0JTA. My name is Mike. I'm located in southeastern Minnesota. And I'm running, let's see, about 40 watts into a little ALS 600 amplifier, which is giving me close to about 450 or so watts into a 75 meter loop antenna at about 35 feet. If you'd like to be able to see what I see and hear what I hear, look me up in K0JTA.com, and then at the top of that page there will be a link you can click on. I think it's in red. Well, at any rate, it's the topmost link, and click on that. That'll take you to YouTube. Once you get to YouTube, you'll watch for, there'll be several items showing up, one of which will have some red text like live now or something like that. Click on that, it'll take you to the presentation, you might say, or whatever like that. with that, you may be able to see my computer screen that's controlling my my radiator, which at this particular point is an IC 7300. So it is a soft gauge fine radio. Of course, it's not quite like the old days. It used to be with my flex radios and the Anon radios and the soft rocks and things like that. But it is an SDR, and the good thing about it is it's very, very simple. So simple enough for the operator. And that's needed. At any rate, let's see what we have. We have Doug DB6GFH just checked in. Anybody else out there would like to check into the software-defined radio net? This is K0JTA standing by, over.
K0JTA, this is November 1, Fox Echo Victor in Boston.
Okay, got one. November 1, Fox Echo Victor. Was there somebody else in there? In FEV, please stand by, over. Guess not. M1 FEB. Good signal. Good afternoon. My name is Mike. I'm in southeastern Minnesota. Go ahead, over.
Hi, Mike. Nice to hear you. I heard you on, and I went to your software-defined screen there on YouTube. It's quite impressive. I'm actually on the air on using an ICOM 756 with 100 watts and a dipole antenna in the background, and I'm coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts. Over.
Okay, real good. What's your name, over?
My name is Sal, Sierra Alpha Lima.
Sal, okay, real good. In Boston, yep. Been out there a couple times. Actually got up north there. It was kind of an interesting time, a good time to be out there. Was the one time was in the like October, I think it was, but just the colors were just really quite dramatic. Here in Minnesota, we do have some colorful trees, but nothing like what you folks have up there. And it was really quite impressive to me because, well, you know, we see the calendars that have pictures of the trees from the Boston area, Massachusetts, things like that. And I figured, well, those are select trees, and we have some of those here too, but the thing is, it was just all over. So it was a big, big, big difference. Real good. 756 is sounding good, and okay, and being on the YouTube presentation, whatever like that. No, not just either, but at least you got something. And what this is, it's a program called Win for ICOM Suite. WIN, a digit 4, ICOM, ICOM Suite. S-U-I-T-E, I guess it is. S-U-I, whatever. I can't spell, but you'll get the picture. But anyway, so it's a method of controlling my IC 7300 and things like that. So let's see. I don't know exactly. I don't think it'll work with your 756, but it could be. Go ahead there, Sal. And nice to have you aboard, by the way. The N1 FEV and the software-defined radio net. This is K0JTA. Go ahead, Sal, over.
Okay, Mike. Very good. K0JTA, November 1, Fox Echo Victor. I actually heard myself on the computer, which was pretty cool. Of course, I couldn't listen to it because I was listening to you. But at any rate, Roger on the leaves, the foliage. Our foliage is completely gone now. We've already had a snowstorm or two. Not really big. They called it a storm. They made it a big deal of it. But it was very, very cold on Thanksgiving Day. We had temperature in the teens, and with the wind chill, it was actually below zero. So a little bit early in the year to be having weather like that. But all of the beautiful leaves are gone, and now we're just getting ready for Christmas and winter and all of that stuff. Thanks for coming back to me. I believe this is a net, so I'll cut it short with you. And thanks for coming back. It's nice to know that my radio's working, at least. And very nice. You got a really nice sound coming in from Minnesota there, Mike. So I'll toss it back to you. This is November 1, Fox Echo Victor in Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay, real good. Yeah, you can see your signals really coming in here nicely too, and there is a time delay. In my case, I'm looking at about 15 or so seconds. How much of a time delay do you think you have on your end there, over?
Yeah, I was noticing a time delay also. That's why I actually heard myself after I get through talking.
Yeah, but in my case, sir, I'm out here in the sticks of Minnesota, rural Minnesota, and our internet service has never been very good. And of course, being that I'm transmitting the data to YouTube, then YouTube does some stuff to it and then re-disseminates it or whatever like that. I'm looking at 15 plus seconds delay what do you think you have over there? Over.
Yeah, just listening to myself here again, there is a pretty good delay. I wish I had thought to record it, actually, because I would like to have had it. But at any rate, send it back to you again. My K0JTA N1FEV.
Okay, well, actually, until I delete the thing, it'll be on YouTube. So if you come back tomorrow or tonight or something like that, you'll still be able to click on it and you'll be able to see your signal and hear your signal and things like that. Over.
Mike, if you're coming back to me, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit confused here with I have to shut one of these things down. I'm sorry if I'm not paying attention.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. It's very confusing. So what you have to do is go ahead and just turn the volume down on the computer, I guess. So, but yeah, well, all right. I think you got the point though. If you can come back to it later and you can watch and you can listen for yourself and things like that, and see your signal and things like that. Over.
N1FEV. Okay, very good. This is really, really neat. I don't think I've ever heard myself like I'm hearing myself now on your little device here, but it's actually a lot of fun. Okay, I'm sorry if I missed a few of the things that you said. I'm confused between the both, but that's my fault and not yours. This is N1FEV.
Yep, no problem. No problem. It's kind of a confusing game here for my own stuff here too. So, but anyway, yeah, a little later on, come back. This thing, I'll be able to see that same video. So real good, nice heavy board, and especially if you have some interest in software-defined radio. Well, it's kind of like, I don't know, shortly after I got on AM radio back in the 60s, single sideband was just becoming popular, and we thought that's a flash in the pan, but it turns out that it's here to stay, and the software-defined radios are, just have the same kind of logic. It's just simply better and things like that. So that's the way it's going to go. So your 756 will be gathering dust. So 73 then cell, nice heavy board, N1FEB and the software-defined radio net. This is K0JTA. Over.
One more thing, Mike. Did you say that this is being recorded and will be on your page there?
That's correct. Over.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Very good. Thank you.
Yep. See you later then. All right. Unless you got something further, Sal. Over.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Nice. Thanks for coming back. It's a pleasure. And I'll talk to you again soon, hopefully. K0JTA, N1FEV in Boston.
Yep, sounds good. Yeah, there's not much going on here with the software-defined radio net. Well, one thing, I haven't been advertising it, so it's just kind of the dedicated few there's kind of still hanging around here and things like that. So that's about the way it goes. At any rate, so good. 7.3 then. This is K0JTA. This is the software-defined radio net. If you have an interest, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. But if you'd like to check in, this would be a good time. Please come ahead. This is K0JTA. Over.
Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Victor Papa.
Okay, Kilo Bravo something SVP. I missed the number there. Over.
Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Victor Papa, KB4 SVP.
Okay, real good. KB4 SVP, K0JTA. My name is Mike. I'm located in southeastern Minnesota, and this is the software-defined radio net. By the way, if you have a computer there, look me up in KRZ.com. The call once again is K0JTA, Kilo 0, Japan, Tokyo, America, or Juliet, Tango, Alpha. Anyway, look me up there. There's a link at the top of the page which has, it'll take you to YouTube. Once you're there, then you can look for the little icon that's got words like live now or something like that. It'll be in red text, and then you'll be able to see your signal and hear your signal and hear yourself and things like that. K4 SVP, your signal's not terribly strong, but I do have you. Go ahead. Over.
Okay, very good. I'll do that. I'll check that up here. No problem, my friend. You're coming in here. Strong, 5 and
it's about the same here. So what's your name and where your location, and what kind of radio and things like that, over?
Okay, very good. I'm sorry about that. The name is Richard, Romeo India Charlie Hotel Alpha Romeo Delta. Richard is the name. The antenna is the off-center fed dipole, up about 30 feet and using about 80 watts, a ICOM 751A. Go ahead.
Okay, I see 751A. That's one I can recognize the number, but I cannot picture it, so that's okay. Very good, Richard. What's your location, over?
Oh, the location is Cumming, Georgia. Cumming, Georgia.
Got to get that written down here real good. All right, well, good. That's about it then. And yeah, I don't generally have the video streaming going all the time. It's just there whenever I'm running a net or something like that. That's about it. Or, you know, if somebody wants to be able to see a signal and things like that, or hear it, and then I can do it, but that's not that terribly often either. So, real good. At any rate, Richard, once again, my name is Mike. I'm located in southeastern Minnesota. And this is the software-defined radio net, which has to do, of course, with software-defined radios. And your 751 is not a software-defined radio, but that's fine. No problems with that. We'll take all comers here. But it's kind of like an interesting point that I just wanted to kind of reiterate, or whatever the proper use of that term might be. Henry, K0JTA, good afternoon to you, Richard. And okay, and your offset are fed at 30 feet. I guess you're just not terribly strong here, just the conditions, I guess, for today. But I'll say 7.3 unless you had something further, Richard. K0JTA on the software-defined radio net. This is K0JTA, over.
Kilo India 6, Uniform Mike.
Gotcha, go. Okay, Richard, you still in there? K0JTA, K0JTA, over. Nothing to do. KI6UM, good afternoon. How in the world are you, over?
Good afternoon, Mike, and the software-defined radio group. This is KI6UM Lou in near Sacramento. Did a pretty good copy here this morning. You're about 5.7, 5.8. Not too bad, not too bad. And I also listen to you on the YouTube, so it's coming through fine. I got a question. I sent you a quick blurb on the chat. Do you have a chat screen there? I'm just wondering if that chat screen is working, Mike. So back to you. K0JTA and the software-defined radio group, KI6UM.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Before I was looking around there, I could see that top chat, but I didn't know. Okay, so how did you, I'm looking at it here too. How did you get it to, how can I do it? How did you do it, over? KI6UM, K0JTA, over.
I just typed the message on the what is a little picture of me. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, I don't see your picture. I see my picture. Okay, I guess I have to click on my picture then. All right. On my picture, and brought me back to the list here at the live now. That's not where I would. So I am confused. I don't know how to do that, over.
Well, what I did, I just typed. You know, there's a little bottom line that says "say something." So I typed on that.
Yeah, I don't see that save something. I'm gonna have to go to. Okay, I did go to a theater mode here as far as the display. Okay, there's a save. I got a save plus. Got it with a, you know, the bar here's got thumbs up, thumbs down, share, something else, save, and then a flag, and then something else. But I don't. I see the top chat, and I see your comment there, and I see your picture. But I don't see. I'm just gonna click on the thing here. Participants pop-out chart. Yeah, I don't see where I can type unless. Even to try to highlight your text there, I don't know how to do it, over.
Well, I think you have to log in. I believe I logged in some time ago, not today, but in the past. and it comes up with my initials LS, and below it says say something. This is on the right hand side where it says top chat.
I see. Okay, I'm logged in, and upper right I see my picture, which is a picture of a cat here, and my channel paid, and sign out, dark, yeah, settings, help, and that's all I see there. And as far as the top chat, I see the top chat, and I see the 3 dots to the right there, and I see your information with the picture there, and off to the right of that I see the 3 dots. Go to channel, report, remove, put on user, moderate. So yeah, I'm signed in, but I just don't see how I can make any comment. That's one thing that would be nice to be able to do. Over.
The background is white, and below what I type is kind of a light blue, and that's it. And has a little picture, not my picture, but a little picture, and it says LS, and below it says say something, and I type on that.
Okay, we're doubling. I missed some of that, but alright, so under the top chat, that's where I see your picture. So in that top chat thing, which is the lower right portion of the page, in other words, right below the video, is that where you see your picture? I do see your picture now, but that's because you have typed something, but I do not see my picture there. I see my picture on the left, on the lower comment. Okay, add a public, oh, I see, gotta scroll down, add a public comment, maybe that's it. Okay, yeah, that's in the lower left of my screen. Over.
Yeah, what I did on that is, okay, the background where you type is a very light blue, and it's, there's got a little picture, there's my initials there, LS, and then it says say something.
Okay, I'll just go on even further. Okay, alright, there. I went on the lower left there, and it said I could say something, I typed something, and I did, and I typed hello test. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just highlight that there, copy that, and if I scroll down, then I see my picture say something. Alright, so I'll go ahead and just paste that in there, and hit the right arrow, and there it is, son of a gun, doggone it. Over. So that should have appeared to you then. This is K0JTA. This is the software defined radio net. Go ahead there, Lou. Over.
I got it.
Okay. Yep. So I didn't scroll down far enough. That's the thing. I could, you know. Now I do see what it was. That's kind of interesting. How I have no elevator bar here, but without your prompting, I guess I would not have scrolled down. So yeah. Interesting. Now I see how it works, and it does work out okay.
Moving also in the air, and it gets a little confusing. But anyway, that part is working for you now. That's good. Well, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and we have a little bit of winter day here today. So anyway, I'll let you go and continue with the net. See if you find some other people. Okay, very good, Mike. Take care. K0JTA and the Software Defined Radio Group. This is KI6UM.
Okay, yeah, we were doubling again there, so I just typed another comment in there, so you should have seen that then too. Yeah, very interesting, very, very interesting. It's nice to be able to have that working. I do like that. Before I could see chat, but I, didn't see where in the heck I would be able to do it, but I have to scroll down quite a long ways here, which is kind of interesting. I am looking at the video in what they call the theater mode, which makes the image larger, and maybe if it went back to a more standard format or presentation or something like that, maybe then this stuff would be more evident. But even though I'm looking at this thing on a 27-inch monitor, and you would think that would be big enough to accommodate for the most common desired features, but it certainly was not. Over.
Well, it's working. We got a good text system set up there. Everything seems to be working fine. All right, very good. Well, let's see if we gather somebody out there. I haven't heard from George in ages. I hope he's doing all right. And now, last time I talked to you, Mike, you said that you were looking at Anon 200D. Did it come to fruition yet? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm afraid not. Here's K0JTA. I talked to him, and I emailed him. Actually, I talked to him on the phone or anything like that, but I would talk to him on the email, and everything's cool. He was said, "Yep." And he says, asking me how I can pay and how I could pay, and because it was going to be a trade for one of my 7300s here, and his Anon 200, and I was going to give him cash to boot and things like that. And I said, I'm ready to ship and this kind of stuff, and just let me know. And he says, yeah, how soon can you get it done? And things like that. And every time that I would get a response like that, and it would be a single kind of a positive response, then I'd reply to him, and he'd go away. Next time I give another query, another email, I get the same positive response, but that it would just kind of die away. So basically, I'm just kind of giving up because I don't think he's really serious, and he's just not telling me that. Over. K6UM, K0JTA, over.
No, be careful. It could be a scam too, so be very careful. There's a couple of them listed on KTH.com, so I don't know if you look at that or not. But keep in mind, if you hear of someone out there with a 7,000 that would like to upgrade to 8,000, please let me know. Okay, Mike, back to you. K0JTA and the software-defined groupie, KI6UM.
Okay, real good. KI6UM and the software-defined radio.net. This is K0JTA. Yeah, I do know about your desire to trade down, and the reason is purely because of the box is just would fit your environment a lot easier, and I can see that. That 8,000 is a wonderful unit, but it's a big unit. There's no doubt. So yeah, and yeah, QTH is where I had seen this guy, and I'm trying to think now. I looked him up and this kind of stuff, and his QRZ page presentation and things like that look very, very credible. On the QRZ page, I had the same email identity, I believe. So I believe I was dealing with a proper person, but I think he was just, every time I would just like to send him an email, I'd kind of like remind him, and he'd come back and, yep, everything's cool, he's ready to go and things like that. But it just never got any further. So at any rate. And there's another guy that lives pretty close to me. He's got a Flex 6300 and an Anon 200D, and I proposed the same kind of situation to him. But no, he's not interested at this particular point. A phone call coming here. I'll just let that ring. Hopefully my wife will pick that up. Joe something. Joe Birch, whoever that is. At any rate, K0JTA, back to you then, Lou, over. Here's K0JTA back to KI6UM, over.
All right, I don't know if you're still transmitting or not. Looks like you have the phone there. Anyway, all right, very good. Oh, by the way, if you're interested on a 7,000, there's a fellow down in Southern California. It's called November Alpha 1 Alpha. He listed that yesterday on the 40-meter swap net here. He has an Anon 7000. He's asking $2,200, which is about $700 below the new one. So if you're interested on that, look up November Alpha 1 Alpha and get in touch with them, Mike. Back to you. K0JTA and the software-defined group, KI6UM.
Good, I do have that. November Alpha 1 Alpha. Okay, real good. Anon 7000. Yeah, that'd be another one that'd be a little more money that I wouldn't want to spend, but I mean, because it would be just kind of a casual thing. But yeah, okay. Well, especially if I can pedal one of my 7300s here. I have to start spraying for 7300s here. I got too many of the darn things are just growing like weeds. Well, I guess I'm the reason for that proliferation, I guess, but oh well, what can I say? Good. Yes, I've got that written down, and I'll look him up and things like that. So thank you for that, Lou, over.
Very good. Yeah, actually it sounded pretty good. You got to remember the original Anons, the 100, 100B, the 10E, they're all discontinued. I'm not sure if the 200 is still available or not, but the 7000 and the 8000 are the current models that are still available. So it's something to think about. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things I like about the 7000, like just for the simple modernization, you might say, of the DC power plug and things like that. But that's just more of a cosmetic thing, because of course, how often do you use that power plug? Just once when you hook it up, I guess. But aside from that, what would a 7000 offer me that a 200 would not? Over.
I think I'm not sure, but it seems to me the architecture of the 7000 is basically the same as the 8000 without the 200 watts. That's my impression. I believe it has the pure signal feedback too. I have to look at the specs on the 7000, but it seems to me it's actually the 7000 is the Orion board, like the 8000, so it's a little bit different than the 200D. Go ahead.
Okay, I did write that down, the Orion board, yeah. And things like Thetis and things like that may be more easily adaptable than it would be a current model. Yeah, that actually sounds like it would be a more logical thing, because if I was going to spend, let's say, $1,800 or $1,900 for a 200D, well, that would be, like you said, yesterday's news and things like that. So yeah, that Orion board, yeah, that's the latest and greatest then, so that's probably going to be here for a while then. Over.
I would hope so. I hope they come up with well, the 7000 is probably the replacement for the 200D. I think that Gigaparts had them discounted to down to 2,700 something. However, Flex also as the 6400 quite a bit discounted now too. The 6400M, which is the Maestro unit built in, it's also discounted. And my understanding is they will, if you bought it after 2017, if you bought a new Flex after 2017, there will be no charges for the software upgrade. This is what I heard. I'm not sure if it's true or not. All right, Mike. Well, let's go back and see if there's somebody else listening to us here that would like to participate on this. K0JTA and the software-defined radio group, KI6UM.
Okay, KI6UM and the SDR net, software-defined radio net. This is K0JTA. Yeah, well, as far as the 6400M, yeah, that's an interesting thing. The only thing, the main thing, two main things I guess I don't like about the Flex 6000 series, and I've had a Flex, I've had many Flexes. The most recent one was the Flex 6500, which I don't think they're producing anymore. I'm not sure, but like when you turn on the 6000 series, you have to wait a minute or so for it to do all of its diagnostics. Whereas with the Anon, you just go ahead and turn it on, and you're ready to go. And also the software was a big thing. I really like the Anon's adaptation of the Power SDR. So I just, at pretty much any price, I don't want to go after another Flex, I guess, really. And it's just my pure stubbornness or pickiness or whatever like that. But it's a wonderful radio. You know, I got nothing to say about that. It's probably even a better radio. I don't know, but the good old Anon was plenty good enough. So good. Well, thanks very much, Lou. I do appreciate your comments, and especially the reminder about the 7000 there from November 1 Alpha. November Alpha 1 Alpha. Yeah, interesting call. 7-3 then, Blue, unless you have something further. Thanks very much. Over.
Okay, Mike. Very good. 73 for now. Have a good day there, and we'll be in touch next weekend then. And yeah, give that guy I think this fellow is quite well known on the West Coast. He puts out, he does a lot of stuff with the audio and so on and so forth. So if you get in touch with him, he listed that yesterday, and he was asking 2,200. Now, if I had, I didn't even bother to call him, but if he was interested in a trade, I would have jumped on it, but he's not interested in a trade. He also has a 200D for sale, so you might want to get in touch with him, see what comes out of it. All right, Mike. I'll send my 783s for now. Have a good day there, and we'll be in touch next weekend. K0JTA and the software-defined new radio group, KI6UM 73.
Yep, 73. Interesting. He's got a 200D then also. Interesting. Yeah, got all kinds of interesting stuff. It would be really ideal if you would entertain the possible thought of taking one of my 7300s off my hands here. So, yeah, real good. All right, 73 then. This is K0JTA. My name is Mike. I'm located in southeastern Minnesota, and this is the software-defined radio net. Anybody out there that would like to join in, this would be a good time. By the way, I'll also say that if you'd like to be able to see what I see and hear what I hear, look me up in K0Z.com. At the top of that presentation then for the K0Z.com for K0JTA, you'll see a link in red text. Click on that. That'll take you to YouTube, to my YouTube channel, you might say. And one of the items there will say Live Now. Click on that, and then you'll be able to see what I see and hear what I hear. Be able to see your own signal, hear your own signal, things like that. Okay, this is K0JTA, Mike in southeastern Minnesota, software-defined radio net, standing by for any further possible check-ins. Come ahead now, over. Any relays for the software-defined radio net? This is K0JTA, over. I'm hearing two very weak signals. I think one is ZBI, the other one, another Charlie Victor something. They're very weak to me. Do I have any relays on those signals, over? Yeah, nothing heard. K0ZBI, I don't know if you're able to hear me or not. Go ahead, over.
Oh yeah, I hear you fine. Sorry, you can't hear me. Just wanted to get checked in.
I'm not all sure. I think you turned it over. Did you turn it over, George? Over. Okay, very weak here. If you get a chance, actually you got a chance here. You go ahead and look me up in K0Z.com. Click on the topmost link, which will take you to YouTube. Look for the video feed, and you'll be able to see and hear how I'm hearing you, which is not where the who, which is rather interesting. I'm puzzled about that, over. Okay, I was able to copy a little better there, but that was just not where the hood. Okay, I'm hearing me at S7. I didn't even bother looking at the S meter here, but I have preamp number 1 turned on, and that of course brings up the noise floor, but I don't even know if you're even registering anything on the thing here, but yeah, I was going to have you look up, try the YouTube feed, over. Not hearing you at all, George. 7-3, thanks for checking in though. K0JTA clear with K0ZBI, over. Okay, I got the 7-3. Okay, real good. Alright, yeah, have a look there if you can on the YouTube thing. Anyway, this is K0JTA. This is the software-defined radio net. Looking for any further possible check-ins or relays, over.
November 7, Charlie Victor Zulu. Charlie Victor Zulu.
Moderately strong signal from Charlie Victor Zulu. Was there somebody else in there? CVZ, please stand by. Mike, over. No, I think it's like my imagination or what, but I thought you were something. November 7, Charlie Victor Zulu. I believe it's Mike. This is K0JTA. Good afternoon, sir. Over.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mike. Nice to be back in here. I kind of looked at it last week, but with the contest going on, my waterfall was totaled.
So I just went back down and made more coffee. But this week, you're coming in pretty strong, Mike. 5.7, good 5.7 signal most of the time. I've been monitoring here for about a half hour, and you have a very good signal. The others I'm hearing down in the dirt a little bit, but your signal today is really good to me there, Mike. Over.
Okay, I just took the thought of I should glance at the signal. I believe you're about S7 here, so let's see. Do you have the internet available there? If you do, look me up on K0JTA.com. It's a rather convoluted link, but click on that link, and once you look me up on K0JTA.com, it'll be at the top of the page. That'll take you to YouTube. And once you get to YouTube, you'll be able to see that there's one of the items there that says Live Now in red text. Can you do that? And then you can be able to see what your signal looks like here, Mike. Over.
Yeah, Roger, Mike. Roger, I had it up earlier. Let me click back on it here, and then maybe I can see and hear what it sounds like there. But it's been nice to be able to at least catch it here today. Yeah, I see mine coming down now. The delay is probably about 10 seconds. It looks like there, Mike. Over.
Okay. Yeah, I've got about 15 or so seconds here. So. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I know before when he had that other one, I can't think what was it, live stream? Anyway, that one people would get down to maybe 3 to 5 seconds. I always had 15 seconds here, it seems like. Yeah, okay, at least you got it there then. That's great, that's great. So, yeah, alright, over.
Okay, Mike, yeah, I'm just trying to count here, seeing it. I think I have about a 10-second delay right now, but it does seem to vary a little bit, Mike, so we'll have to wait and see. It sure actually works better than live stream did, I think, in my opinion, but of course that's my opinion. Yeah, I see like it looks to me like I'm probably about 5.7. Is that what I'm seeing there, 5.7, 5.8? It looks like I have a pretty good signal to you there, Mike. Over.
Yeah, you're S7 plus here, so yeah, you're doing very well. Over.
Oh, okay. Well, it's nice to be able to get back into the net there. Like I said, I'm trying to remember when we've had such a good signal between me and you, Mike, but this is probably one of the better ones. Like I said, last weekend was total, so I didn't even try. The week before, I think I was out or something. I can't remember. You know, this time of year, everything's busy and work gets busy sometimes, so it comes and goes. But still running the 8,000 barefoot into the off-center fed dipole. So that's what I'm running here, Mike, as I always have. And the PR40 mic. So I really do like the way this whole thing seems to work into the UMC 2002. So it works out real well for me, and I've been happy with it, and it seems to sound well and do a good job there, Mike. Over.
Yeah. It certainly is a rig to be reckoned with, you might say. It's a heck of a good rig, to make a long story short. So, yeah, not at all surprising. So, yeah. Well, that's great. And thank you for taking the check then. And interesting on the time delay. In a way, I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping that this delay to other people would not be quite as bad. But if you're still looking at 10 seconds there, man, goodness, that's really... oh well, what can I say? Over.
Yeah, Mike, it actually seems to look like it may have dropped a little bit more into the 6 or 7 second range. It seems to vary a little bit, and I think that just depends on your connection and my connection and everything. So I think there's always going to be some delay, and I think it'll go up and down based on how well your internet and my internet is. So that will vary. I have gig internet here, so I have pretty good internet here, and I think it just might be something that you're just going to have to kind of learn that that's the way it's going to be there. Over.
Yeah, well, I'm used to that. We have upgraded our system here to it's a 6 meg down and 1 meg upload speed, and that for us is a huge jump. It's a huge luxury. So that kind of tells you where we are. So that's the way it is out here in the sticks of Minnesota, though. Our system is actually a wireless now, and it's using something that's kind of related to, or kind of functionally like what they call a mesh network, because it originates someplace at point A, goes to point B, point C, and this kind of stuff, and then it finally gets to us. and if we would be one of these points, because people could, I guess, use my location as another relay point, and at that time, if we get 3 customers that are off our system, then our internet is free, which is pretty nifty. So, but that's not happening. I put out the call and this kind of stuff, or made the offer, but oh well, what can you do? Alrighty, real good. Well, nice to have you aboard, and your 8000 is sounding just marvelous. That's probably no surprise, Mike. N7CVZ and the software-defined radio net. This is K0JTA, over.
Alrighty, Mike. Yeah, nice to hear you again today, and I'll go ahead and pass it back to the net there. I don't have anything further, at least at this point in time. Weather actually looks like it dropped to about 5 seconds, Mike, just to FYI. Yeah, but when you have internet like that with a mesh, the mesh works pretty, it's pretty reliable. The one thing is, depending on how many hops is going to depend your delay. So it probably goes up and down dependent somewhat on the hops there on the mesh. So that could be part of the reason why you have delay that fluctuates a lot. So with that, I'll say pass 73s and pass it back to you, and pass it back to the net, and you have a good afternoon there, Mike.
Okay, real good. Yeah, I have done the pain test and things like that, and seems like it's always been relatively moderate. So you know, nothing earth-shattering, I guess you might say. And well, I don't have much of a reference out here, but there was another friend of mine that I've had out here, and he's an IT guy, and he's done the ping tests. And let's see, if you ping, let's say google.com or something like that, or you know, 8.8.8.8, which is Google. He was seeing, I think, in the 30 milliseconds range. Not sure about that now, but I think that was it. And he thought, yeah, that's about what we'd expect. So, you know, I don't know if that's what he would expect to where he is. In his case now, I think he's got like 60 meg download and 20 meg upload or something like that, but something insanely fast by comparison. But yeah, real good. All right, N7CVZ, Mike, thanks very much for taking the time to check in. We'll see you later on then, unless you have something further. Over.
Nothing further on this end, Mike, so best of you. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, real good. Yeah, I gotta get myself sorted out here. I got wires snaggled all over the place here. Oh well. Alrighty, this is K0JTA. This is the software-defined radio net. Looking for any further possible check-ins or relays or comments. Coming in now. Over.
November 1, Whiskey Mike Mike.
November 1, Whiskey Mike Mike. Good afternoon, sir. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mike. The name is Ed Echo Delta, and I checked in 2 weeks ago using an Icon 7610. Today I'm checking in on a Flex 6400M. No amps today. Can you copy me okay, Mike?
My goodness, yeah, your Flex is doing a nice job. And okay, I do recall you from times back. Okay, the 6400M now, is that the one with the M that's got the Maestro? So yours has the screen presentation, the knobs built into the radio then, right? Over.
That's correct. The 6400 does not, but this one, the 6400M, does have the screen and the knobs and all that. And it's got its good points and bad points, but it seems to be a pretty good radio.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think Flex makes junk, that's for darn sure. So, and I've had many of the Flexes, way too many. But yeah, my last Flex was a Flex 6500, and that one of the things I didn't like about it, I had problems with. It's just because I'm just picky, I guess, basically. But you hit the power switch, and it would be, maybe a minute before you'd be able to use it. Okay, with your 6400M, now you turn that thing on. How long does it take before the radio is actually functional as a radio? Over.
That is an issue, Mike. When I turn it on, I think it's about a minute and a half before it's operational. So it does take a little time. Where my Icon comes on right away.
Okay, you kind of fade down, but you just send it back. Yeah, a minute and a half, something like that. Yeah, I know I mentioned it here sometime back and things like that. Yeah, I was hoping that they would be, able to circumvent that. But I guess the architecture is just that's the way it is. So the computer that's in there has got to do all kinds of things. Maybe in times in the future they'll be able to sidestep some of that and save it to a RAM disk or something like that, or solid state RAM disk, or you know what I mean, SSD. What I'm trying to say. Yeah, because I think the thing has got a built-in hard drive. Maybe not. I don't know. Or do you happen to know? Over.
I didn't copy that. A built-in what?
Built-in hard drive. Over.
I'm not sure. It seems that it is just a server, basically. And I don't know whether the time delay is because it's going over the internet and looking for any updates. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, well, when I had my 6400 and when I first powered up, it was just sitting on the desk here, no internet connection, no Ethernet connection, things like that. So it was just that's just the way it was. I guess the reason that I had it in that particular configuration is that one time it did had some kind of a boo-boo, and the little display on the 6500 was telling me some kind of a code. And I contacted Dudley and learned the reset, which you have to, I think you had to press a button or and then hit the power switch, or maybe press and hold the button, and basically did a more firm restart, reset, and things like that. And that trouble never came back, so it was just one time, but it was just kind of an interesting thing. And I think at that particular point I had everything disconnected, trying to see if I could assist the power up. So okay, real good. Well, I don't know what you're running for an antenna. Your signal is feeding at this particular point, but okay, on your Flex 6400M, then that's really quite interesting. Thanks for making your presence known here, Ed. November 1, Whiskey Mike in the software-defined radio net. This is K0JTA. Go ahead, Ed. Over. N1 have Whiskey Mike, K0JTA. Over. No, nothing heard. Alright, here's K0JTA. This is the software-defined radio net. Looking for any further possible check-ins. Come ahead now. Over. Any relays, any comments for the net? Otherwise, I do have a pressing issue that I should be getting to here, but I can take a few more minutes. Oh, gee whiz, I see I'm off frequency here. My goodness, I've been bumping the dial. Don't bump the dial here, so I was off frequency a little bit. Sorry about that. I was down 100 hertz. At any rate, this is K0JTA. This is the software-defined radio net. Looking for any further possible check-ins, comments, and things like that. K0JTA standing by. Over.
Whiskey Bravo 6, Juliet Foxtrot Hotel.
WV68GFH. Go ahead, David. Over.
Okay, Mike. Couple of comments. The 7000 has different features than the 200D. One of them is that it has, used the Orion Mark II board, whereas 200D used the original Orion board. Number two, it uses FETs in the final instead of transistors. And number three, the second receiver, ADC2 if you like, has its own set of filters. Whereas the 200D, it uses the same filters that the used for the main receiver. So if you have RX1 on and RX2 on, RX2 uses different filters and a different path than RX1 does. So you have the issue of not fighting all the possible noise and other extraneous signals around the air. So that's the difference between the two. The 8000 doesn't have the extra filters, but as you know, it's 200 watts and also uses FET to field effect transistors. So the 7000 is a little bit more, a couple more features than the 8000 and 200D. I could hear Lou, so I could hear what he was talking about there. K0JTA, WV6GFH.
Okay, real good. WV6GFH and the software-defined radio net. This is K0JTA. Very, very interesting as far as that having its own set of filters. I know that when I've had my N100 and of course the 200 had a 200D and the 6500. I'm not sure if that had separate filters, but I know on the Annons, yeah, I guess if I would be listening, let's say on 75 meters, transmitting and receiving on 75 meters. I could go up and I could check 20 meters, for example, but yeah, I could see the penalty there because I guess that's the why, because I was you know, I didn't have the filtering that was independent and would allow a better signal then. So very, very, very interesting. Yeah, it's it makes it more interesting. Orion Mark II board, and that's all really good too. I don't know what this all really means, but I mean, having the latest is, I'm sure, an obvious and logical choice as far as you know, the result, you might say. So good. Thanks very much. I do appreciate that. And you mentioned earlier, by the way, as far as W2GS George down there, yeah, he had some real serious lightning damage, and so he was going to have a, you know, he had a lot of stuff to put back together, and it could be that his initial assessment was not quite as complete. And you know how it goes. You start digging into things, you discover more and more things that have been tickled by that lightning stuff, and that was his case. So it's kind of a bad deal. So that's the way that goes. So real good. Thanks very much. So I do appreciate it. WB6JFH, K0JTA, and the software-defined radio net. Over.
Very good, Mike. I'm glad that he is, you know, putting the station back together and stuff. So that's a real plus for him. But it's probably gonna, you know, cost him dollars and stuff like that, I would imagine. And do you know if his 8000 was hit as well?
I do not know. He mentioned that he had the antennas were disconnected, and the things that were damaged were Ethernet coupled, you might say, or you know, he had Ethernet connections to these devices. So unfortunately, it's a very good possibility that his 8000 did get damaged as a result of that path. Over.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering about that. So anyway, hopefully he can recover. You know, if you look at his QRZ page and the radio stack he has, it looks like he has 3 SDR radios there. And I think he said once he had a 200D, maybe 100D, then the 8000. So maybe the others weren't, you know, in line and are not damaged, so he could go back to one of those as well. Of course, he wouldn't have 200 watts then. All right, very good. So I could hear your friend. I could hear the guys on the East Coast quite nightly. I even could hear Lou this time. So propagation must be a little better, and maybe with having a better antenna up, that's also helped. K0JTA, WB6JFH, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure that your antenna lash up there, you know, new coax, better coax, and the new antenna up, you know, is just doing a lot for you. By the way, I didn't realize that was the one you put up was a 4-element, and interesting on the technology as far as not using the traps. You had mentioned some other really interesting term there, and I went right over my head, but that's the way it goes. But yeah, well, one fine day we'll get George back on here, I'm sure. And but like I said, he had some just at the first glance, he had a lot of stuff that was damaged, and I can easily see that as he goes through it, he's going to have much more stuff that's going to be damaged, and then he gets to that point. I'm sure that it becomes a battle for the insurance adjustment phase. So, you know, he's got insurance, but I mean, you know, how much they're going to cover in this kind of stuff, that's going to be a real serious blow. It could, you know, just escalate in a heck of a hurry there. So, you know. Alrighty, well, let's see, what time is it here? 40 to 24. Yeah, we're been having the net running here for about an hour, and so good. And excellent on your being able to hear George, K0ZBI down here. He's about 8 miles south of me, and boy, I just could not hear him today. He was hearing me. I think he said it was about S6 or something, so he could hear me, but for some reason I just was not hearing him. But it's interesting and good that you were able to hear him, so that's great. That's great. So you're receiving lash up, and you're transmitting lash up is certainly doing a nice job, and I think I have to just really assign a lot of credit to your new installation. Quite successful and quite good. WB6JFH and the software-defined radio net. This is K0JTA, over.
K0JTA in the group. Well, what's left of it anyway. This is WB6JFH. Well, very good, Mike. Yeah, it's, propagation is stretched out for me. I still can't hear the guy down in the 7 call, he just doesn't exist to me. But everything else is working pretty good, so investigation might be a little bit better as well. Anyway, we'll see 73s and catch up with you next week. And had a good conversation, and looks like we had quite a few people this time. K0JTA, WB6JF. Go ahead.
Yep, and a total of 8 participants, including me, so that's not all bad. So it's, you know, considering the condition of the band and this kind of stuff and the lack of advertising, this is not too bad. So, you know, let's see, something else you mentioned, and I forgot. Oh, yeah, CVZ, Mike there, he's in Corbett, Oregon, so he's just too darn close to you, so I'm not at all surprised that you weren't able to hear him. Perhaps if you move your antenna in his direction, then you might be able to pick him up, but boy, it's pretty darn tough, so, yeah, not at all surprising. All right, 7-3 then, David, over.
Okay, Mike, we'll talk to you next week. And hopefully George can get the station back together so he can join us again, because he always has the information about thesis and that kind of stuff, and I just haven't heard anything about how thesis is doing at the moment. So, 73, and we'll chat next week, hopefully. K0JTA, WB6JF. Have a good afternoon.
Yeah, he's always been a real good source of information, that's for darn sure. He's extremely knowledgeable, and he's got the ability to disseminate the information in simple enough terms that even I can figure out what he's saying, so that's really quite a positive thing for me. So, yeah. Alright, yeah, what else can I say? I guess that's about it. I'll make this the last call. Last call for the software-defined radio net. Come ahead now. This is K0JTA. Over. Nothing heard. 7-3 to all that's still listening, and especially you there, David. Always nice to hear you on. Your signal's just wonderful. 7-3 to all. This is K0JTA, securing this session of the software-defined radio net. 7-3. Bye-bye.